DenimsTV has single-handedly ruined her streaming career, probably for the rest of her online life. She made a 30K bounty increase over Grummz, who's the guy behind the hashtag Free Stellar Blade movement. She said on stream live that she wants to give 30K to anybody that can get rid of them. And of course, the people that are anti-Stellar Blade take it as, oh, you snowflakes, you need to take it. It's a joke. All of you crybabies. Let me ask you a serious question. And I asked this on Twitter because my good old buddy Tipster said, DenimsTV made an obvious joke and this dude's acting like she put out a legitimate hit on his life. Grow a fucking spine and go back to bitching about how Stellar Blade isn't jerk off material enough for you. And I completely disagree with what Tipster's saying here. First of all, the issue with the petition isn't because it's jerk off material. Anybody that goes to that is using a low-hanging fruit comeback. They have no true argument to what the reason behind the petition really is, why people are backlashed against it, why there's over 50,000 signatures on this petition as we speak. It goes beyond that. It goes to censorship and how big of a deal video game censorship is. It's not just about the boobs and the tits and ass. It's about the gore that's been removed. It's about the graffiti that was way blown out of proportion being removed in this game and other things that Sony basically lied to us about the game. So say what you want about it being about jerk off material or not. That is actually something that a whole bunch of these weird left-leaning weirdos that praise Baldur's Gate 3 for having tits and ass and penis customization options in that. They're just dandy with the sexuality and the violence in that game. But if you have it in Stellar Blade, which is over-sexualizing a actual female, it's wrong. I guess this day and age, it has to be a transgender for people like Tipster to give a shit about this game. If not, it's just bad. It's toxic masculinity, right? So I asked him, I said, if it was a guy in a MAGA hat, how would you feel about this? Even if it was just a joke. Didn't get a response. Of course. Let's be honest, though. If it was a straight white man, especially one wearing a MAGA hat that made a 30K bounty death threat on somebody, even as a joke, they would be rising up a shitstorm. They would be contacting the FBI. They would be doing everything that Grummz is doing, which Grummz did put out a tweeting FBI and asking for people for help to get her investigated for this potential serious threat, because online, you don't know who's watching. She could have some kind of weird, unhinged person watching her stream that takes this seriously. And as a creator, you have to be responsible for what you put out there. And at the end of the day, who's more ridiculous? Who needs to grow a spine? Grummz for taking a potential death threat seriously, or people like Denims crying over people having a petition over a video game? People are given death threats over a video game, and DenimsTV, I feel, has single-handedly potentially ruined her streaming career, especially when people are looking into her sponsors, which I'm not a fan of any kind of deplatforming at all, but if that happens, she essentially brought it upon herself. She's going to have people contacting her sponsors now. People are going to be bombarding Twitch. Essentially, I mean, she's already gone into hiding. Her tweets are protected now. What's next is she's probably going to start blocking everybody that has started making videos about her and talking about her, because that's how this rabbit hole works. We got all these weird, loony, left-leaning women that hate men in the gaming industry that are gaming journalists, that are live streamers, and honestly, they're not gamers. They're political activists that are hiding in this gaming industry. They're the ones that are implanting all these psycho narratives that in reality, even though they're pledging that they're all for diversity, they're not. They are the intolerant tolerant. They don't want anybody that's different. They don't want individual, opposing opinions. They want people to only subscribe to the narrative that they want. They want this echo chamber of wackiness. And right now, they all hate men. You cannot tell me that DenimsTV doesn't hate men after the statements that she said in the video, which let's go ahead and just replay that threat again.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger, okay? You have to do both, all right? Because then it's a win-win for me. I get more breast, and I don't have to see that moron on my timeline anymore. So if you think about it.
So yeah, with that simple clip, she probably has single-handedly ruined her career. Even Osmond Gold made a response saying that he's contacted the FBI and that they're looking into it. So bottom line, if anybody is saying that this whole thing from her was just a joke, it's because it's a left-leaning female and they hate the game. That's exactly why people such as Tipster are saying it was just a joke, grow a spine, because they're already going in with a bias against this game. They're left-leaning. The obvious bias is there. What if it was the other way around is my question. What if it was a white male gamer giving her a death threat for not liking the game? Would it be a joke then? Would you sit there and care if somebody said grow a spine to DenimsTV if she felt like her life was threatened? See, these people have this weird double standard when it comes to things like sexuality in their video games. Again, Baldur's Gate 3 was a Game of the Year candidate, and it had all sorts of nudity in it, penis customization options, gay stuff in the game. Not that there's anything wrong with gay, but how come you get to have your cake and eat it too, and you could control what people have in their gaming, what they have in their entertainment? How come you're the ones pushing the censorship train when it comes to Stellar Blade? It goes beyond, oh, these guys don't have jerk-off material. That is probably the most uneducated, unintelligent argument against anything involving Stellar Blade at this point. It's about censorship. It's about standing up for what was advertised to us from the developers. And 50,000 plus signatures can't be wrong. That's not just a handful of right-wing conservative people, which, again, fighting to have nudity in a game, that's not exactly conservative in my opinion. So I think DenimsTV has single-handedly ruined her career. She's probably not going to come back from this. If she does, she's going to be hiding out for a while on her social medias. I'm surprised Twitch has not banned her yet as of right now. But let's be real. If it'd been a man or any kind of like right-wing person, they would have been deplatformed, not just off of Twitch, but Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. They would have been flat out deplatformed because that's how it works. For whatever reason, Twitch plays favorites when it comes to certain people and certain biases of the narrative. Let's be completely honest. Don't turn a blind eye here. If it'd been anybody else, they would have gotten banned 110%. Twitch plays favorites, especially when it comes to women. And that's why I don't stream on it anymore. That platform is fucked. It's cooked like a goose right now. And you have to take all of these death threats involved in this game immediately serious. You could not take chances on that. And anybody downplaying it as a joke and telling somebody to grow a spine because of a death threat doesn't have a fucking clue. Period.